All right, guys, this is my update video for the month of March. Got a lot to talk about. I want to get to a lot of bats that have came in. Like I do every video, every month. I want to talk about shaving at first and what I can see, I get on social media quite a bit. I don't reply to a lot of things, but I read a lot of comments on all these softball boards, and I'll kind of, I have my opinion on them, but I'd rather talk about them. That way you don't get misinformed or get talked about. Like I always do this whenever, I talk, I always put it in a video because you actually hear it coming out of my mouth and you don't hear hearsay. Because, if somebody out there goes, well, I heard him say this. Well, you know how that goes. It can go down and the truth gets, mistalked about. And, the way the world we live in nowadays, I'd rather just talk it on a video and you guys can make your mind up. What I have seen in senior softball is there's a movement about these shaved bats. And I keep on hearing people like it's not really, somebody had posted on Facebook and I read all the comments, and it actually had a lot of comments where somebody had posted about shaved bats in senior ball. And somebody from the west of the Mississippi said he doesn't see it that bad, but unless you have knowledge and who's shaving it, and I think nowadays, 2023, they can mask. It's getting harder to determine what bat is shaved and not. I can do it pretty good, but then again, I've swung those bats that they're hitting those 500, 450 foot shots with. I've swung those and they didn't perform like that whenever we were doing a review on them. And even the top tier bats, the top 10 bats, you see them and you see the guy swing and he really didn't put a good swing. Because here's the deal, man. You've got to put a good swing to hit a ball. Like a lot of people throw 400 foot out there like it's nothing. 400 foot is something that is very hard to achieve, especially in senior ball. Not talking about the kids, not talking about the 40-year-olds, 45. I'm talking about senior softball, but a lot of people throw 400 foot out there like it's achievable. All you got to do is no, man, it's not. I've only saw a few really far shots in the last 10 years that I've been playing senior softball at the top level. See, I've been playing for 10 years. I've been playing major plus in 50s, 55s, and 60s. What I have seen, and I've heard on that message board where they were talking about, this one person says, well, I don't really see it in my state. it's happening in your state. I'm telling you, because it's just so hard to identify it now. It's so hard to actually call out or see. I can suspect it probably better than the average person. But, and there's always people talking about, end caps. And I think if nobody's going to put a chip in the end cap, I would say make the end cap where you can pop it out. Maybe, make it screwable where you can screw it in and out. But then again, what you're going to do, if that happens, you're going to have people changing weights. That's, it's not whatever and this is one thing I've learned over the years is doesn't matter what you put in there, there's going to be somebody, even with the chip. You put a chip in the end cap, you can use your phone, umpires use their phone, rub it against the end cap, do one of those, find out if the end cap's been messed with. They're going to find a way to beat that system. It'll put a dent in it, from all the cheaters, but they're going to find a way to beat that system because they always do every year. Every time somebody comes up with something, they're going to find a way. I don't believe, this is just me, I don't believe compression testing does it. I think more of weighing a bat does it. But then again, I've talked to some people where, now because of the weighing thing, like what I talked about a minute ago, now the weighing thing comes in effect. So what are the shavers doing? They're adding a little bit more weight on the end to get it as close to that 27 ounces, or let's say they're swinging a 27 ounce. So the big red flag is when they weighed that bat, it'd be like a 24 or 25 ounce. Well, from what I hear, they're actually putting more weight in the hands to get that weight up there close to that 27 ounces. So they're going to try to beat the system because you came up with something like compression testing too. You know, if you got a brand new shave bat and you compression test it, it's going to come out as passing. It's not going to be compression tested at 150, 160, 170. It's going to get up there in the 190s to 200 if it's a brand new shave bat. And all they do is take it out in the mornings, they hit it, you know, maybe even roll it. Somebody might have a roller and they'll roll it and then they'll hit it. Now that, I'm just telling you, I'm not sitting there telling you rolling. I want to talk about that too in another video, a separate video, because I've been asked this for the last 10 years and I'm going to put it on that YouTube. I'm going to start doing that YouTube paid subscription kind of thing where a lot of people can get in, and I'm going to do a lot of videos on it that I never talked about, you know, kind of like the bat rolling. I'm not saying rolling a bat, and I want to get into it. I don't want to spill the beans now, but I'm not telling you guys that rolling a bat is cheating. I want to talk about that in the video and explain why I think it's not, but I'll talk about that in another video. But get back to shaving. Whatever you come up with, whatever they come up with. And I know this is something that maybe get a lot of people together and brainstorm on something that, you know, a lot of these bat companies need to do, but unless you hurt their bottom dollar, they're not going to do anything. They're just going to be pumping, keep pumping out bats. And then people that want to cheat will go out there and grab them and actually shave them because they got that little man syndrome, or that, you know, if this guy's doing it, I'm going to do it too because I can't fall behind. I can't. And that guy might be hitting 800. You know, the other guy that's cheating might be hitting 800. This guy's hitting 760. You know, a 780, and he knows that other guy's shaving, so he wants to beat him, because a lot of with the major plus, you get incentives on what you do. You get your shit taken care of. You get picked up by bigger teams because they look at your batting average, and all of a sudden they think that you're doing it naturally, but you're really not. You know, and then so that comes into play. There's so many scenarios on what comes into play with this shit. I'm gonna quit talking about that. I'm already way in this video, and I can't stop talking about shaving bats. But what I see now is a movement. I see people starting to talk about it a little bit more, and that's a good thing, as long as we don't let it die. And I think that's another thing by watching these message boards and stuff, that a lot of people just want it to go away. Let's quit talking about it. Well, no, let's not quit talking about it. When you're going to bring it back up, and when somebody gets really hurt, somebody gets hit in the eye or loses an eye, you know, and God forbid someone gets killed, and then you're going to start talking about it. I'm one of those guys, and our government is really worse about doing this, is you don't really talk about it till it actually happens, or it happens like 2 or 3 times. But I want it to be fixed now. I'm one of those guys. Why do we got to wait for a couple of people to lose an eye, you know, or even their life, to actually start talking about it? So I bring it up every month. One thing I want to ask too, I was in Florida, fighting allergies. I was in Florida playing. I loved it. It was freaking awesome. Got to talk to a lot of great people, a lot of fans that I did not know that we had that big of a reach and that big of an impact on people. And I was blown away by the support that we got, you know, by doing this for the last 13 years now. And I talked to a lot of people. Actually, I talk too much, because I can get on a roll, especially about talking about something that I love is bats, and talk about, you know, gear, and talk about supplementation, you know, talk about things that would help a lot of seniors out there. And I think that's that's what I decided to do whenever I opened this membership. I opened up this membership with YouTube, and it's probably going to be launched about the same time that this video comes out. There's going to be a subscription button, and I think it's might be right down over here, but it'll be right next to the, it's a join button right next to whenever you can subscribe to my channel. There's going to be a join button right there, and I'm going to have 3 different tiers in it. But get back to Florida, I would walk around and I'd stop and talk to people, and then I was running late, and the wife is like, you know how bad I got in trouble, because on Saturday, I had my first 2 games in the morning, 8 and I think 9:30, and my wife didn't make it. But I was going to go back and pick her up, and it was a 30-minute drive. I never got to go back and pick her up because I was talking to people, and then we had to play in 30, 45 minutes over here. But But all day long I was talking to people and just talking about bats and what I thought about supplements. And people would come up to me and talk to me about what their ailment was or what their problem was or what they can do to better their quality of life. So basically I was talking, I got a lot of phone numbers. Hey, call me, I can guide you in the right direction. But the one thing I really talked to people about was, hey, you need to get a doctor, go to your family doctor, get some blood work up, because we are getting older. And I don't want to give out information when you don't know what's going on with your body. The testosterone thing, I talked about that a few times. I think every man over the age of 50, I would even say in your 40s, over the age of 50, you're watching this video, get your TRT check, testosterone replacement therapy, and find out what your numbers are. Then talk to your doctor about it. A lot of misinformation on testosterone too that I want to do a video about, and that's going to be on that membership channel. So that's, I like giving out information, but see your doctor first. Make sure you got a healthy body underneath you when you start doing all this stuff. I will say that testosterone is very beneficial to your heart and your body, and because you're actually wasting away. If you have low T levels, you don't heal as fast, you feel like shit. You don't have any interest in doing anything low testosterone. So I recommend a lot of you guys out there do it. But there was something that happened. I got somebody come up to me, hey, did you hear what happened? Somebody got caught swinging a shea bat and got kicked out. And they even said he got kicked out for a year. I want to see if anybody else heard this, because I looked everywhere and I couldn't find it, that he got caught swinging a shea bat. This is not your average person. This is somebody that's out there on videos. I just want to clarify if he actually got popped doing it. And from what I heard, it was a reliable source that actually told my coach that. And my coach relayed that to me. But again, I don't want to say anything about it. I just want to clarify if he did get popped. He got kicked out for a year from USSSA or whatever. There was like 3 different tournaments going on down there. So I don't know which one he was playing on. Another thing too, there's another guy during this same time that got popped, and he's not a senior, but he is on YouTube quite a bit. And crickets about him. I haven't heard anything about him. And he's out there playing. I don't know where he's from. I know I've seen him, a really good hitter. And I've seen him hitting on a lot of, because I watch everything on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I'm on Twitter now. I just started my Twitter back up again because it actually, I think it's going to turn into something that I can reach out to a lot of people. Get back with me, and if you guys have heard of any of these well-known softball players that got popped, but you don't hear anything on social media, and that kind of, I get discouraged in it, because these are the people that should be called out everywhere. You should see their face everywhere, because basically if this happened, they got popped and nobody ever said anything about it, so nobody's going to know. I just so happen to be in a position that I'm in that actually that I hear about this stuff. So that's another thing too. I'm talking way too long. I'm done with talking about the shave, and I'll do another couple other videos on this. I hear that USSSA is changing, and I really don't have the gist of what they're doing in senior ball. Something about charging bat companies, and they're charging all these other things that they're actually adding on. But then again, SSUSA is going up on a lot of their prices too. And I've seen that memo whenever they're talking. And I can understand this. Another thing, this is one of those years, this is just me. This is one of those years where I can understand why they're going up on prices. Not necessarily I like it. But look at our economy now. For the first time in 2 years, I go to the grocery store, guys. I see the gas prices. So I can agree on a lot of these sanctioned people. SSUSA would go up on their prices because they have to pay more. So it's trickle down to economics. I own a freight company. You go up on my gas prices, guess who suffers? The people who buy AT&T phones, or people who get cable to their house, right? They suffer because I pass that gas price on to the AT&T people because I was a contractor for them for 10 years. So my gas prices went up. That didn't bother me. I didn't give a shit. I just passed that. Probably went up on mine, and then I passed it on down the line, and it comes out of your pocket. So trickle down economics, guys. When the economy sucks, guess what? Who pays for it? We pay for it. Whenever this happened and I seen all this, I understand what they're doing. It's all about the money. But here's another thing too. If you don't like it, don't go to the tournament. I heard Leroy talking about this the other day too. Dozel. If you don't like it, don't go to the tournament. The way to change shit is don't watch it on TV, for their viewership, or don't buy their product. You don't buy their product, they got to change because they want you to buy the product. These bats companies want you to buy their product. These tournaments, they want you to go there. They don't give away good prizes, don't go to the tournament. That's economics too. Just don't go. If you keep going, they're not going to change. You keep buying their bats, they're not going to change. They keep charging you. So what happens is the bat prices go up. You start paying more for bats. It's all about the money. Hitting with us. I did a video last month talking about I'm restructuring everything. I'm going to start doing different stuff. I'm going to start doing a lot of stuff, especially with this membership, YouTube membership that I'm doing. So there's a lot more things I'm going to talk about in that membership that would benefit a lot of seniors out there. Even the 40s, hell, fast pitch too. It would benefit them. If you play golf, it would benefit you because of the workout routines that I do. You're going to be seeing I talk about that and go right into I'm going to start showing me a lot more, on my workouts that I do. I'm going to wear tank tops and shit like that because for me to sell you something, you got to see what I have, right? Because I cover up a lot. My wife gets mad at me because I don't show a lot of shit. I'm that guy that does not show arms. I don't show, very seldom do I do that. Unless I'm going out dancing, then I'll wear a tight t-shirt. But what I'm going to start doing is showing what you're paying for, what you're paying me to actually help you build. And guys, I don't lift a lot of heavy weight. No, I don't. I used to do that. I don't lift big weight now. I actually do a lot of speed routine. It actually helps in softball because softball is speed. Fast pitch is speed. Baseball is speed. Point A to point B. Acceleration. That's what I do. So I'm going to try to get you guys on board on, but I have to show you first. I have to show you, okay, this is what it did for me. And guys, I've been like this for a long time. 2-3 years ago, except for the COVID, because I lost 35 pounds, I lost a lot of my strength, a lot of my size. But I've been like this before COVID. I was that big before COVID. I'm a little bit bigger now. As you can see, my home run power is back. But I 8 months ago, and I started working out on this routine that I used to have, that I got away from during COVID because I had to recoup from COVID, and I started it back up again. And it has benefited me tremendously because it's my routine that I've done. And it lit a fire into me because damn, this shit, even at 62, 63 years old, it works. So I want to pass that knowledge on to you guys with that membership. But hitting with us, a lot of you guys want to come out and hit with us. And I said this beginning of the year, where I want to travel and I want to hit with a lot of guys. And that's when I'm bringing the product to you. But in my house, and I call it my house, but in where Senior Softball Bat Reviews works out of, I get a lot of people that want to come out and hit. The problem with that is they don't understand the camera's going and they want to get out there and they want to talk to us. Well, when I'm watching the way a ball takes off and I'm watching how long it stays in the air and Trey's talking about and asking a question because he asks questions the way you guys would want to know about a bat. So Trey will repeat a lot of things because he wants you guys to actually understand what we're talking about. So Trey would ask me a question. He already knows the answer, but he'll ask me a question about something, or Mark Reeves will do it about, same thing. Hey, he'll ask a question. And Mark Reeves knows, Trey knows, but he asks it because he thinks you guys would want to ask that question whenever it happens. But when I get a few people out there that want to hit with us and they say, well, I just want to shag balls. Well, no, they don't want to shag balls. They want to actually go out to shag. And they know that I'm going to ask them, hey, since you guys are shagging balls, you want to come in and hit? Yeah. So they get out there and they start hitting our bats and their bat speeds in the 90s and maybe 100, and they're like, I'm looking like, oh shit, no, you're gonna destroy our bats, and they're square ball hitters, and they don't know to lay the bat down every 10 swings, let it rest or let it cool down. They don't know that. So it's kind of hard. And I told, who was it? I told Chino about getting a banner for us. Like we can put a banner out there and say, hey, please quiet. Because we get a lot of guys, you can hear it behind the scenes. We get a lot of guys come up to the fence, they'll start talking, and I've got to cut some of that stuff out because they might be talking about the game they just played and who sucked and, oh my God, he lost the game by doing this. And I'm like, oh shit, and somebody could be hitting and he's talking over there hitting and I'm trying to watch and he's on a roll. Let's say Trey's on a roll hitting 5 or 6 and I don't want to cut him. I don't want to shut him down. Right. So this guy's back there talking about all different kind of shit. His dog died, and he was taking care of his dog, and that's happened before. I just brought that up. So I'd rather meet with you guys somewhere away from when we're doing reviews because we got so many bats coming out right now, and you guys want to come out and swing the best thing. But what me and Charlie thought about doing is traveling and going to you guys and hitting with y'all guys. That's the reason that Charlie brought up at the beginning here, hey, to get away from all that, let's just, so we don't alienate all those people. Let's just go out and start hitting with a group of other people, Louisiana, Florida, when I at the Woodlawn Hitting Club. Oh my God. I showed up at the Woodlawn Hitting Club and there were so many people there that hit and I videotaped. I think I did Facebook Live on it and then I videotaped it. But I had a great time and then want to go out to eat after that. That's basically what we do here. They got a little Mexican food place over there and we go out to eat and we got one here. We go out to eat there and have a great time, and I had a great time with David North. I love the guy. I was actually sitting at the table with David and not knowing David. And you guys can see, he did a video on it. We're showing him out and he starts talking. The guy knows his shit. The guy knows his shit. I'm looking at him like, and he starts talking about different things and I'm talking to somebody and he's with me and he's talking and I'm like, you know more than what you let off to know, and he goes, yeah, I've been around for years. I love the guy. He's going through some problems right now with his health, but I hope he gets well. Let's pray for him. And he's doing pretty good right now. So, but there was some stuff going on during the time that I was down there. Woodlawn Hitting Club. So what me and Charlie wanted to do is just go out and start hitting with other people. But I get texts every week. Hey, y'all hitting today? Well, I'm gonna have to turn you down. You're from San Antonio though. I'm gonna have to turn you down because we don't want a lot of guys out there interrupting what we're actually doing. And then a lot of guys out there swinging our product and then you're breaking it or you're not hitting it right or you don't really know because everybody that hits with me knows about bats. I love it because you guys want to come out and hit and you're interested. But if I start doing that with one guy, I'm going to have to start doing it with another guy. Another thing too, your resume. And I joke with Chino on this because it took a long time for Chino to actually come along and start hitting with us. Hey, send me your resume. I'll look at all your stuff. If you've gotten any trouble in the past, because that's another thing too. You got to be, you can't be a troublemaker if you're going to hit with us. You can't be that guy that talks shit at tournaments. You can't be that guy that gets in fights in tournaments because we have an image here that we have to uphold. You can't be a guy that, that's just, and I don't know you and you want to come out and hit with me. I'm like, I'd rather not because I don't know what you're going to say and I don't know what you want to do here. Not saying everybody's like that. And just so I'm on something right here that I think is beneficial for you guys. And I don't think that's something you guys want to hear. You want to hear us talk, right? You want to hear us talking about how far the ball went, how it shook and then it took off. So those are little things. You don't want me here talking about a guy when I'm sitting explaining to him. Like the other day, one guy wanted to buy some bats and I don't think you guys want to hear about all that shit. And I was popping off to him, $1,000 for that, $2,000 for that, because I didn't want to sell any of the bats. And I don't think you guys want to hear that, especially when somebody's on a roll on a bat review that I'm doing. Let's say this is the new Mach 1. Let's say we're hitting this and you guys want to hear it. You guys want to hear what we go, ooh, you want to hear all that shit. And when I get a lot of people out there that aren't hitting with us, and my guys already know, right? They got a memo. They already know how to act, what to talk about, because this is the new year, I'm changing everything. What to talk about. We're hitting this bat in a video, talk about this bat. Don't talk about another bat that you love on the side over here. If you're hitting a balanced bat, get the in load out of your mind. We're not hitting in loads anymore. You got to put this in a balanced bat category. Does it perform as the last balanced bat we swung? So those guys know that. I can't do that with another guy that just comes on and, okay, here's the memo. Here's what you got to do. Here's the do's and don'ts, so don't do this shit. And I think that benefits you guys if I go in that direction. and don't have a lot of people out there that really just want to talk and just want to bullshit and want to, just hang out with us. We're all for going, we have somebody coming in on Thursday. You'll see them on the video Thursday. Tuesday we hit. Today is Sunday. This video will be out Tuesday morning. And there'll be somebody out there that's going to hit with us, and he's from a bat company. He has his own signature bat. So those guys come out and they can hit with. A lot of guys come out from, I think, Kentucky the other day. Say, hey, Dave, I want to come down and hit with you. Come on down. Let's get a date where you can come down. I'll get all my guys to hit there and I'll throw out some bats. It's just going to be a bullshit session, and throw out some bats and you can hit. And then you can pick my brain and I'm going to pick yours. So I would love that shit. That's awesome. I like doing that. But just guys that will walk-ons, I really don't want to do that, because I think you guys would benefit more if you just heard us talk. 3 bat companies out there that have stormed the market. California Bat Company, they have a couple of new bats coming out. And I'm going to kind of go everywhere since I already got into this. California Bat Company, they got a couple more. What I like about them is they're changing shit. They hit the first run. First run was good. They want to make it better. So they did some tweaks to the bat. I'm going to get a couple of those bats. I'm going to get Leroy's bat, the new one that he coming out with. And Dennis Schrum has came out with a bat. And I want to get that bat from him too. Short Porch. I talked to those guys in Florida. Very nice guys. Talked to them for hours in Florida. Guys know their shit. They're coming out with a few new bats. 2-piece coming out. Then they got the Johnny Dykes coming out too, and they got an autism bat coming out. These are 3 bat companies I'm going to throw out there that are taking over shit. They want to get better every year. They talk to me, as did Short Porch. Short Porch did in California Bat Company. And then you have Carlos Vega with the Enough Said run of bats. Those 3 companies right there are taking over, I think, because for one, they're not sitting on their ass and going by reputation on what they have achieved. They want to be the top guys. They have that passion. Those 3 bat companies, California Bat Company, Short Porch, and the Cell Block, and Carlos Vega, they want to be the top guys. They have that passion. They want to push. The problem with them is, they don't have deep pockets. So whenever these, from what I hear about USSSA, are starting to charge bat companies, the gist I've got of it, you guys know any more information on that, you can put it down below. But a lot of these companies, and this is something that's going to start happening. I fear that it's going to start happening, is they're going to start hitting those smaller companies in the pocketbook, where they're going to have to start fronting more money in. Well, here's the deal, man. You think it's going to bother them? Because what they're going to do is pop their prices up. Because it doesn't, it's just because USSSA wants to charge for these, sanctioned tournaments on USSSA, and in charge of the bat company that carry that USSSA emblem on each bat that they sell, and they want to profit off each bat. That's not going to affect, let's say, Worth, Mike, and Easton. That's going to affect them. Give a shit. It's going to affect you. Your price on your bat's going to go up. You're going to start paying more money. Trickle down economics, guys. So they're going to pop up on the prices on bats in the next couple of years. I see it. Even this year, I think they're going to start going up on prices on the bats. But then again, guys, it's just the way we are. Our economy sucks now. So everything costs more money. Gas is more money. You go to the grocery store. My bill every week is went up either $80 on average. And I buy the same shit every week. $80. My bill has went up a week just on food. But those are the 3 bat companies I think they're in the next couple of years going to take off. They're going to come out with different products. Talk about my membership right now real fast before I get too long into this and you guys turn it off. I have a membership. It's going to be down here below. It's a join. You can join it. You guys, I'm not begging you to join it. You can join if you want to. And I've been putting this off. And this is the funny part about this is I've been putting this off for years. I wanted to talk about it at the beginning when I started doing it 10 years ago, and I didn't want to get too far into it because it was way above, way ahead of everything else. COVID came along. kind of shut everything down. Well, what people did when COVID came around is they started the viewership on and Ken Vanbergard will tell you this too, is the viewership, when we talked about this, is the viewership went through the roof because a lot of seniors out there did not want to get out. So what they would do, they entertain themselves, they would watch our videos. And if you guys notice, a lot of bat review videos have went through the roof. A lot of guys out there doing bat reviews because there's a lot of information out there that they can actually give out. And I think what I'm doing in this membership is actually going to take off. And it's actually what you're doing is supporting my channel. So you're supporting the gear that I buy, you're supporting the phones, you're supporting the laptop, you're supporting the places I have to drive if I'm gonna travel, you're supporting the net, you're supporting the bats that I bought. You know, I bought these bats from Mike Dill. You can ask him. I gave him my credit card. Actually, I tried to sneak in my hotel card first. And he kind of looked at me and I didn't realize it, but he gave me a hotel card back and I gave him my credit card. That was at the home run hitting contest. I got this one and I got the Balance 2-piece 12-inch from him, paid with a credit card. So that's what you guys are supporting whenever you get into this membership channel. In return, what I'm gonna do for you guys, and there's gonna be 3 different tiers, is you're gonna see behind the scenes video. On the first tier, there's a name for it. It might be BP Buddy, I think is what I had. I don't have it down there now because I cropped it out. You'll have behind the scenes, you get early, like all the videos that I put out on the reviews and anything else, you're going to get to see it either, like, I don't know what I'm going to do, a week earlier or maybe like 3 days earlier. You're going to be first viewers, behind the scenes videos, suggested videos to watch. This is another thing too that I'm going to have put on the first tier. I do a lot of research on YouTube every day. So when I see something that I want to experiment with or I want to test out, you know, like the D3 with the K2, that's experiment. I'm gonna take some of this and I'm gonna start using it. And then what I do is I suggest that video that I just watched has a lot of knowledge in it. I'll put those on there and you guys on that first tier could be able to see that. But the second and third tier, you'll be able to see it too because it actually graduates up the more tiers you get. Suggested videos, early access to new videos, promotion codes. That's another thing too. I'm gonna start getting on these bat companies and ball companies, I'm gonna get a promotion code for me. And you guys can plug it in and you can get discounts on a lot of stuff. Supplements too. Like this is a supplement company that I actually go through and it helps because our digestive system, I've been trying this out. And then I'll tell you guys later on in the video what I think about it, that I'm gonna get a promotion code from these guys too. Kind of break up the cost of a lot of seniors out there that wanna buy this stuff. Priority reply to comment. And you guys know that I don't reply to a lot of comments, but on that first tier, I'll reply to your comments. And you gotta get out there, just give me a day or two because I'm doing a lot of shit. But what this turned into is a job, right? So I'm gonna take my attention away from everything else and I'm gonna focus on this membership channel. The second one, $10 a month, it's advisory staff is the name of it. Cooking videos, tips and educational videos, nutrition videos and podcasts. That's going to be on the second one. On the third one's the big one. SARMs, selected androgen receptor modulators. I'm going to get into talking about that. Hitting clinics. I've been asked this for years about teaching people the way I hit and why I hit the way I hit, why I tomahawk, how I cut the ball. Go into videos about that. That's what I'm going to get into. And I think a lot of seniors out there that have their own, a lot of softball players that have their own channel needs to do this. They have that membership that where I would pay money to watch how Johnny Bailey hits and get a little bit of information because I'm starving for information every month. I go through all this. I watch the way people, and I apply that to my game. Weightlifting videos and programs. I've been asked this for years too about my programs. I'm gonna have 4 different programs that I have done in the past that benefit me, plus my own program, off season and on season, weightlifting video and program. So I'm gonna go through all of this with you guys and it's gonna be more instructional. And that last tier is gonna be more instructional on how to get better. You know, little tips that I can give you, how to lift weights, what's hand positions, what I flick at the end when I'm doing, you know, any kind of row movement. I pop my wrist. I don't do any wrist exercises. But I have very strong wrists, and I'll tell you exactly how I got them. A lot in the bench, and where I hold my hands on the bar and the bench. A lot of what I do when I'm lifting, you know, and I don't do any biceps, and I don't do any chest movement. I have a flat chest. My chest is flat, but I have a big back, big triceps, and that's what I use to hit. So a lot of these videos you see, you know, it's going to teach you guys shit that I've learned for the last 35 years. So you're going to have all that. Membership only live stream. I will actually get on a chat room with a lot of you guys on that last tier, talk to you guys about questions you guys want to ask me about anything. It's something that if you guys want to do, that's fine. If you don't, then it's just a way for you guys to support my channel. And I can get better stuff. I don't have to sell bats to, you know, to buy other bats. So what you're doing when you get on one of these, and I don't care which one you get on, is you're supporting my channel and what I do. So if you want to do it, it's a little join button down below. Join it, take a look at it. I've already got some videos that I'm going to put out there that I haven't put out. But here's the deal too. None of my stuff from my regular page, like you guys are looking right now, is going to change. It's still going to have the reviews on there. It's just that you're going to be able to see them sooner if you're on the first tier. And I'm going to have all my reviews on there. I'm going to have some other videos on there. Some of the guys hitting by themselves, you know, swinging different bats, you know, like I do now. You're going to have the same thing you do now, that I have on there now. It's just going to be a little bit more high tech and a little bit more informational when it comes to senior ball and nutrition. Talk about nutrition. Talk about everything. Get your quality of life back. And basically what's going to be. California Bat Company, Dennis Schrum, Little Mexican are coming out. Short Porch, the Bomb is the name of that bat. Two-piece end-loaded bat that they're coming out with. The Bomb is actually Johnny Dyke's bat is the Bomb. A lot of you guys are asking about first run, second run, third run on this bat. I haven't had, we've got all of them. They perform all the same, okay? This one I'm getting, they have another batch coming in. They already sold out the first batch. I have another batch coming in a couple of weeks. I'm gonna get this bat too. This one has a serial number on it, hot as shit. But I'm gonna get those two and swing those. You'll see the video on the regular YouTube channel that you guys subscribe to as you're watching this video right here. Proton crickets. I have not, and so for some reason, man, you guys want to hear about this Proton. I got so much on my table. If I got a Proton tomorrow, I would actually stick it in front of everybody. I would stop doing this one. I would, you know, this is the Worth Mach 1. I would stop doing this one. I would start, you know, I would start on the Proton this week if I got one tomorrow. That's how many people have asked me about this Proton. Short Porch, I already talked about them. Proton crickets. Onyx is coming out with some new shit. Onyx is coming out with some good shit. So keep an eye on that, that the Onyx bats are coming out. And I'm talking about good shit, you know. And that's what I mean about these top 3 bat companies are leaving Suncoast, or leaving Mikan in the dust because they're coming out with all these good products. And somebody said the other day, 1.21 BPF, all bats are the same. All bullshit, they're all the same. They're not all, keep thinking that. Keep swinging your lower tier bat, you know, and hitting that 600 in tournaments, and come back and tell me that shit too later. This is the Mach 1. We're starting this bat on Thursday. So you'll see some video on behind the scenes on this one. What else do I got here? Worth Creature. We got this bat in. The one thing I'll tell you about the Mach 1, you guys remember the last Mach 1? Heavy ass end load. That one's got a 1/2 ounce end load. You can see the bat weight. This is a 27 ounce. This is 16.9 on the end and 9.3 on the hands. I like that weight, but we'll see how that bat performs. I haven't swung it yet. This is the Creature, the newer one. It's got 27 ounce. It's got 16.7 on the end, and it's got 9.4 on the hands. Almost close to that one, but if you guys remember, the last Creature had a lot more hand weight. It was like up in the upper 9s. So they took a little bit more hand weight out of this bat, but they took a little bit more hand weight out of it too. This bat is changing colors. This is I didn't do a review on this. This is the Big Daddy. I am going to do a review on this because the one that I have, the 2 that I have, kind of opened up a little bit. And they're not for your older guys. They're for your younger guys. Great performance. But they're not for your older guys. It's for your younger guys. This is the Balance. This is the Battleship. We're actually working on this bat right now. We're hitting it. And I think that's it. I think that's it. Yeah. I'm getting into an hour, guys. Oh, yeah, and another thing, too, that worth. Mach 1, right here, has a 90-day warranty on it. You see it right here. It's got a 90-day warranty on it. That is 90 days. Yeah, 90 days. It's got a warranty on this bat. We're going to let you guys know what we think about this bat, too, later on. But what's coming out next on reviews is the Creature. That one's coming out next. I'll let you guys, because we've got on this bat right here, you know, I bet we got 300 swings on this bat right here. Nothing wrong with it. Looks good. You know, no cracks, nothing, no rattles, anything in it. And that's another thing too, guys. This is the time of year, and it's even cooler here in San Antonio. It's 11:30 at night right here. And I'm just going to put out how cold it is. It's 69 degrees right here. Tomorrow is supposed to be 86 tomorrow, but it's still going to be in the 50s at night, like on Tuesday, 55 in the morning, 86 during the day. So this is prime weather for us guys right here. And I know if it's like this here up north, it's going to be a little colder, and none of you guys should be out swinging your shit right now, because I don't want to see you tomorrow on Facebook with a broken bat in half and go, look what happened to me. And you got 30, 45 degree weather outside, or at nighttime. Well, it was 75 degrees. Yeah. All right, guys, that's it, man. Like I said about my membership, you guys want to join it, that's fine. It's something that I've been wanting to do, and I think it's the way of the future. I think a lot of seniors are going to be sitting at home watching my channel or watching someone else's channel. I recommend that Ken Vandergaard, a lot of these guys get on this and you know, have a lot of people sponsor what they do. Johnny Bailey especially. Get on it, get your membership up. You know, that way it makes it a lot easier for us to buy product, put that money back into the company, but it benefits you guys. Thanks, guys.